Welcome back, this is Razakius, and we are back in Hearts of Iron 4, playing as South Africa. I have let, I don't know, good 5 or 6 months pass by. We're trying to get these guys as much bonus as possible before I start sending them over. I do want to note, Australia looks like they got their land back. At one point, Japan had gone and gotten a lot of the eastern bloc. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looks like Australia fought back. Norway has completely capitulated, so that is now all under German control. Denmark is still out here, ripe for the taking. But little else has changed. I've been considering, I do think that it might be a beneficial idea for me to go up and take back this northern part of France. Oh, it looks like Spain might be doing that right now, actually. My negative on that is that I wouldn't get anything for it, which kind of sucks. I don't think I would, at least. Maybe I would. Who knows? So we're going to go ahead and start this attack. So we're going to start with the tanks. And once the tank starts moving right about here, I'm going to start moving out the infantry as well. And this should be fine. There we go. So let's go start the infantry movement. Hopefully, I do have the battleships up here, so hopefully they will take out this random division of British. They are taking out 3 there already. Or hopefully they're not going to the same place. We have also been going through and upgrading jet engines and basically all of our engines. We are at a good high on everything. We need, so we're still producing black princes. We need to move this over to Centurions. So we're gonna move that to the Centurion modern tank. And I'm actually gonna lower the amount of infantry equipment and put it all into the Centurion. We need to really start producing those at this point. Alright. Let's see if we can take this. We got 92% so far. That's good. Although, sometimes I see it going that well, and for some odd reason, they just are like, it's 92%, let's go home. But so far, this looks really promising for us. Those tanks are not doing well. They're at 0 power. 93%. Like, look at the stats on this. I don't know if that's because I'm behind on tanks. There we go. We got it. That's awesome. We were able to catch it. So we're just going to have those guys move that way. We'll get back to that in a bit and have those guys go that way. Hopefully that way we will get the entirety of Madagascar. Let's go and look at research while we are waiting for the bonuses to pile up a little bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and build mountain infantry. No, it's such a waste. But we really are getting to the point where we don't need a whole lot of anything. So it's sort of like, well, what do I put it on? Oh, we escort carrier. Let's continue down naval. We really haven't done those. Unassigned divisions. We have a new tank group. That's amazing. We'll just assign him. We're not going to have him go out, but we will assign him. It's amazing. A new tank group. Looks like Spain is making some headway into that last portion of France, which is really good. Do we have another air doctrines? Yes, we do. So let's continue up that. Alright, let's go ahead and attack. Might as well. And I bet if we look at our supply at this point, yeah, it's pretty trash right now. Where is the supply coming from? It's coming from up here. And the reason I want to look at that, oh, that's Italy. I can't do anything about Italy, but I could do something about my own place. So what I might want to start doing is building up naval bases. They extend the range of my fleet and provide repair services, allows overseas supplies and export resources. Higher levels increase the supply throughput. So we're going to go ahead and raise that as much as possible. And I want to raise this one as much as possible too, because this one is where I'm building all my battleships, so that is where they home base out of. And my guys are just not going anywhere. Time to help them. Go, fellow travelers. Well, that's a different series. Anything else happening in this area? Doesn't look like it. Spain is making their advancement. I know Italy never had those to begin with. I keep on thinking to myself, maybe Italy just had all this and that's why it went to Italy. But no, I know they had all... This was all basically completely untouched. And it went to Italy because I started there. It really sucks how that's a thing. I don't like that at all. And it does look like Italy has gone ahead and taken over most of the Dominion of India. I'm pretty impressed by that, actually. It looks like there's a ton of troops for... There's a bunch of troops, not a ton, for Germany as well. But look at all the Italian troops. They have a lot. A lot of troops. I haven't played as Italy. I heard that it was a good starter nation, but I haven't actually done it. Naval invasion. I think I'm the naval invasion. Who the hell is invading Italy? Or Madagascar? Maybe someone's coming from one of these? I don't know. We control the seas here, though, so I don't know how they're gonna do it. Yeah, we're probably getting some major attrition out here too, which is kind of sucky thing about going after Madagascar. But it's a nice size island. I think it's gonna... It has 3 slots unlocked, and they haven't been built yet, so I think it might provide us with something worth having. And I think I can go ahead and start down that line of naval as well, so we're gonna do that. Good, they are going. Everybody is going along. Let's look at how infrastructure is going. These haven't been built, but I don't know if they matter at all. Maybe if I'm fighting up here, it'll go through these two if I have rails there, but I'm not planning on going up there, so I'm not building that. I could probably stand to put another one in Senegal, because I'm trying to keep them all at 8 at the very least. And then down here they're 9, largely just because I had nothing else to do with my factories. So yeah, turns out to be like, why not? And in that, I'm going to also increase oil plant because, why not? Maybe I can put 2 in a place that I conquer. So what I want to do after this, maybe I can start prepping this. Actually, I think I'm going to try. I start there and end here. We can try to start taking out these little islands. Although maybe that's not a good one to start with. That's not a good one to start with. I have been training those guys because they were all at green, and that's terrible. So my hope is that by training them up, they're actually going to end up to be better at being Marines. Let's go after this guy right here, the Comoro Islands, because I already own all this. It's already under my seas. This, I don't have anybody over here, so I can't really take that. But if I take this one, and then I kind of want to go after this one as well at some point. And then basically I just want to take all the islands around Africa. Obviously I have this long-standing issue with these guys over here. And they're generally pretty well built up, at least in previous playthroughs. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping that all of these lost convoys are them trying to reinforce or attack things. And they're losing troops. That's kind of the hope. But yeah, see, this is what I own. And you can't move Marines in places you can't own, or you don't own. So what I want to do is I want to take over that, and then I can take this battleship fleet and throw it down in the Southwest Indian Ocean. There is this island way out here that I could go after. There seems to be a lot of activity around that. And this island here, but I think this island is Italy. Yep. That one's taken by Italy, so it's of no use to me. I could also, depending on how all this goes, I could make a stab at this island, which would be kind of cool for me. It would push me a little bit further out, and it would give me some place to base out to take out these islands. And this island here. To start going into Indonesia, basically. That's also a thought. The other thing is that going after these 3 in South America could be a really beneficial thing for me to do. None of these countries in South America are really in the war at all, but these 3 obviously are. And once I get these 3, I have a base of operations in the Americas that I can start going up theoretically and taking the islands. Starting to become an island nation. Yes, I am. You go that way. 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 Wait, did they already quit? These guys already quit? Let's just have them all go. Hate how slow that is. So these guys have... Let's just get those guys started right away. Let's see if we have enough troops to just steal this from France. France doesn't have a lot of troops. It's UK that's really the bothersome part. I don't think France is going to be the big defender of any of these islands. I mean, even Madagascar, UK was the one who's defending it, not France. Which is kind of interesting in and of itself. Let's take a look. Do we own enough of this to start building on it? Yes, we do. See, it's 0 of 3. Australia assumes responsibility for colonial holdings. An attempt to stand up to the increased threat against British holdings in Southeast Asia, the colonial territories of Singapore and Borneo have been transferred to Australia. It's interesting. Not entirely surprising. So what I want to do is I want to look at oil production, which I don't have. Madagascar is not going to give me any sort of useful things. Ooh. So yeah, there's definitely some troops here. Let us go and get our air wing. And we're going to fly them out over here. And then we're going to have them cover this section. Oh, I apparently missed that. The next thing we want to do is I do want to start going up into jet research. I also don't have any slots for atomic, so maybe I could build atomic here. That's a thought. The building provides the state with production of enriched uranium. So let's do that. And I think you can only do one per province, so that's fine. And then we can put one in synthetic oil. And then we'll leave the last one in Madagascar. And is Madagascar officially us? Yes, it is. We have completely taken it. Hoorah. Alright, so what we're going to do is I want to get these guys back to the mainland. So we're going to start them up. And then for these guys, I want these guys to start taking over islands. So we're going to go after this island. Oops, start here. And we're going to go there. Like so. 22 is enough that they can actually do it. Air wings with no mission assignments. Both of these have mission assignments. This guy, doesn't he? Why? Why is his sphere of influence way the hell down here? That doesn't make any sense. That's weird. Well, what we can do, let's move him up here into Southeast Africa and do it that way. That's owned by Italy, but you can station in places that aren't your own. So, yeah, what we want to do is we want to get these guys off Madagascar so that we can increase supply to Madagascar. Madagascar has no supply whatsoever. So the other thing that we want to do is we want to increase naval base so that it gets supply. We're going to build up Madagascar to be a super island. Not really. With only 3 spots, it's not really going to be much of anything. But it's 3 spots that I didn't have before, and gosh darn it, that's what we're looking for. These guys failed at their job miserably. So we're going to hold that, and then we need to re-add them to that job. Oh, come on. It's so slow. To try to offset that in the future, let's go ahead and start upping infrastructure there. Why not? Just why not? We want 8 just like everything else. As long as it's in last place, I don't really mind. I don't have anything else to build up, so let's go ahead and do that if it can get there. And you'll notice we are finally building the naval bases in Cape, so I think that's going to help us pretty soon here to get some supply out here for these guys. It will also help once I get the tanks off. I think tanks actually take a ton of supply, but also having 22 infantry out here is probably not helping a whole lot. It's really unfortunate that it would have been nice if I could have taken this right away. And it looks like Italy's making a go of it. They probably see me doing it and they're like, oh, we gotta get it before them. But they're not able to either. Which is good, I guess. Escort carriers is done. Let's continue up that line. The United States has called the Brazilian Republic as our enemy. So Brazil is joining World War II. I'm a little surprised by that. So we could go off and start attacking Brazil at this point. That's very interesting. Look at all the convoys from the US that I'm all of a sudden killing off. We haven't produced a new battleship in probably a couple of years now. And I don't know why. But it's kind of harsh. It's buzzing my harshness. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Let us go back to this because we have a research sitting there waiting for us. I think it's high time that I start looking at carriers. So we're gonna go up the carrier line and start getting a real navy built. I mean, like I said, we don't really have an option for building stuff, but you know, we gotta start somewhere. Tactical bomber, air superiority, and ground support. That's interesting. I always like air superiority, but I'm gonna go with ground support on this one. You know what's also kind of interesting? That having an airport doesn't actually help your supply at all. Why is that a thing? I don't understand that at all. Shouldn't it help? Shouldn't it help your supply line to have airplanes going in and out with supplies? Now, I mean, I could make the case that I don't have any cargo planes, and the cargo planes are what do it, but I don't think cargo planes actually do that in this game. So, I don't know. So, that's the end of this episode. I think this is a good time to go ahead and take a break. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe below, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.